Hello and welcome to the 2020-2021 Cody Pools Open Enrollment Benefits presentation. My name is Ben Hallback. I work for a company called Catto&Catto, and we are insurance brokers, and we make sure that everything that ends up in this booklet is the best possible value for you. Today, we're going to walk through this presentation that you'll see me scrolling through here. It will be very quick. And if you have any questions, you can certainly ask us or ARFA. Today, we're going to be covering what is offered here at Cody Pools: medical, HSA, dental, vision, life insurance. In a separate presentation, we're also offering a couple of new plans that are called voluntary supplemental plans. Those will be reviewed by a colleague of mine named Stephen, and that will be a separate and short presentation as well. A couple of housekeeping items. Unless you have one of these bullet points going on during the middle of the year, what you pick during open enrollment sticks for 1 year. So in other words, if you have a birth of a baby or adopt a child, for example, then you can change your election during the middle of the year. Unless you have one of these IRS approved reasons why you can change, then you are stuck with what you pick during open enrollment. Let's talk about how to enroll. We've had Employee Navigator for several years now. That is going to remain the same. You can either enroll through your computer or you can enroll just on your smartphone. So whatever way is easiest for you, you'll go to this website. If you have any questions, contact ARFA or us, Jamie. And here are a couple of screenshots about what it's going to look like. So you'll go in, and depending on whether you're a first-time user or a returning user, you'll go in, reset your password, and then there are some instructions about what to do. So again, here's the website. You'd register as a new user. Here's Cody-Pools as the identifier, excuse me. You'll enter some personal information, some dependent information, and then you'll have kind of like an Amazon shopping cart experience where you will say yes and no to anything that you do or do not want. And then it'll tally for you, and then by the end, you'll see exactly what's coming out of your paycheck. This screenshot on page 5 is the exact same instructions, but they're just laid out differently. It's if you use your iPhone or your Android. So a couple of things to take a look at there. Now we'll get into the actual benefits themselves. We stayed with Blue Cross Blue Shield. We've had a pretty good experience with them since we moved a couple of years ago. So we made no plan design changes whatsoever. This is the exact same plan it has been in the past. It is a high deductible health plan. That's what HDHP stands for, with an attached HSA account. So any expense on any HSA, not just this one with Blue Cross Blue Shield. I have an HSA and mine looks a lot like this. Any expense that is underneath the deductible all goes to the deductible. So when it says 0% after deductible, that assumes that you have met your deductible, which you may or may not. So for example, when you go into the doctor office, your cost is going to look pretty similar to mine. There will be a cost that'll be about $150 or so. You'll get a discount for staying in the Blue Cross Blue Shield network. That'll be roughly half. And then you'll end up with about a $75 bill. Now that varies depending on provider, but that's usually what you might expect. And that $75 that you paid to go to the doctor tracks towards that $5,000. Once you hit $5,000, you're done for the year. Now, you do have one example of a copay. A copay means you don't have to hit your deductible, and that's for virtual visits. Blue Cross Blue Shield has the same embedded virtual visit provider called MD Live. You can go to them 24/7, 365 for $44. Just remember, CVS pharmacies are not contracted in network with Blue Cross Blue Shield. That's because CVS and Aetna merged, and so that's a competitor to Blue Cross Blue Shield. That's not exactly new, that's just a reminder. Here are the costs. The costs are different than they were last year. We had a lot of utilization this year on this plan. So actually Blue Cross Blue Shield paid out a lot more in terms of the claims that they collected in terms of the premium. So they paid out a lot more than they collected. And so there was a bump this year. Everything that is outside of medical, your dental, your vision, your life, that all stayed the same. There was no impact to rate there. So those plans are all the exact same as they were last year. But these are your biweekly deductions. And remember, you are also able to put, depending on how many people you have enrolled, these numbers into your HSA account for your use. Now, again, the HSA account is a health savings account. It is a bank account that is in your name, and this is your money. You can use it for medical, dental, or vision. Medical, dental, or vision. And so this is a rainy day health savings fund for you. So if you put money in and you don't spend the money there, then the money continues to build up over time as you continue to contribute to your own account. If you leave employment with Cody Pools, then that money goes with you. This is a bank account in your name. And it's administered by a company called Proficient, that one's tough to say, Benefit Solutions. Great public service announcement. Here, know where to go. We referenced virtual visits. That's going to be $44 for you. You can also obviously go to the doctor's office, retail health clinic like a doc in a box. The next two are the ones that confuse people: urgent care versus freestanding ER versus hospital emergency room. These two right here are the most confusing. You know, when you go to a hospital emergency room, that you're going to get a big bill because it's an emergency. But there are freestanding emergency rooms popping up all over the place. And just to make it confusing, sometimes they're in the exact same building as an urgent care provider. So know when you walk into a freestanding emergency room, it is a hospital emergency room, just not attached to a hospital. So make sure you are walking into where you intend to, because the bills are extremely different between these two. Let's talk about your teeth. We kept MetLife. We've had a good experience with them. There was no impact to rate, meaning it did not go up or down. It was called a rate pass. You've got $2,000 per mouth that MetLife is going to grant you if you're on this plan. You've also got a $2,000 lifetime orthodontia benefit. You've got coverage for things that are more complicated, and then you've got coverage for things that are just like cavities. So you go to twice a year teeth cleaning, you don't pay anything for that, but if you have a cavity, then and that cavity costs $200, for example, you're going to pay your individual deductible of $50. $200 bill minus $50 is $150, and then you're going to pay 20% of that $150. Which is $30, and that $30 posts against this $2,000 annual maximum. That's how it works. And it's $2,000 again per mouth. So if you have 3 kids, 1 spouse, that's $2,000 for each mouth, not total. Costs are here. They did not change from last year. It's a pretty good plan. We like it. Also like the vision plan. It's priced really well for what you get. The carrier is NVA, National Vision Administrators. A lot of people say, where's my ID card? It's electronic only. Here's their website. You get $10 for an exam. You get $150 for either frames or contact lenses. And you can get those frames or contact lenses once every plan year. Oh, the only other thing I'll mention, if your eyesight is really poor, like mine, you're probably not getting out for a $15 copay. I have to add more stuff. I have to add all sorts of coatings, and I have to shrink my lenses down because my prescription is pretty thick. So I'm not getting out for a $10 copay. But those are things I choose to do that I don't have to do. Costs are here. In-network providers are the same as they have been. Let's talk about life insurance. It's with MetLife. This cost did not change, but you must be enrolled in the medical plan in order to get life insurance. It's $50,000 for everyone. It is paid 100% by Cody Pools, so it's free to you. And when you go into the system, we're going to require you to fill out your beneficiary information. That's where the proceeds of the life insurance go, should God forbid you no longer be living. It's got to go somewhere. And so we're going to require you to fill out a beneficiary, which is what that bullet is going to tell you. Now, this next page, voluntary life, accidental death, and dismemberment. This can be kind of confusing, but here's the deal. This is if you want more life insurance, then you can pay for it. Now, if you're a brand new employee, then there is a guarantee issue. That means no medical questions asked. That means you can apply and receive $50,000 if you are a new employee. If you are not a new employee, then you can increase the benefit you had last year by 10 grand. You can apply and receive it. If you increase the benefit by more than 10,000, then you can apply for it, but to receive it, evidence of insurability or EOI is required. And so, for example, if you had $100,000 of extra life insurance and you wanted to apply for another $100,000 this year, then you would apply for it. Evidence of insurability would be required. That's doing a blood draw, and a sample goes back to the insurance company, and they either say yes or no, and they do a little physical. They can send somebody to your home or work. I had it done actually at my office when I applied for more life insurance. But if they either approve it or don't, but then you do not respond to it, if they send you letters and you don't respond, then that's where some folks can get confused. It's not an automatic guarantee issue. There is an application. It's really not that hard to do, honestly, but sometimes mail stacks up or email stacks up and you kind of forget. So if there is something that you need to respond to and you don't, then the coverage is not there. If you do apply and receive it, then you have that extra life insurance. And you don't have to reapply for stuff that you already applied for in the past. Here are the rates if you like doing some math here at the bottom of page 12. You're also going to be able to move a button online and it will auto calculate how much it is. That way you can see if you want it or not. Now, these next plans, I'm going to stop our presentation, page 13, really through the end of this book. These are brand new plans. We've got a group accident plan, and Stephen is going to go over all the information. This is money that comes to you. We've got an accident plan here. We've got a hospital indemnity. That means if you go into the hospital, this plan pays you money depending on how long you're there. And we've got a group critical illness plan that responds to, God forbid, all the stuff that you don't want. We see these plans being extremely popular in the marketplace, whether you get into an accident, whether you go into a hospital, or whether, God forbid, you get one of these diagnoses. So all of these plans send money to your mailbox. I have one of these plans. So tune in to the other presentation that Stephen's going to lead for us. Y'all have a great day, and let us or ARFA know if you have any questions. Thanks very much.